Good morning everyone and welcome to day 12. So today we'll be doing alpha locust pose and I hope everyone had a nice weekend. So let's crack into it, coming to the top of our mats. So standing with our feet together, palms by our sides and chest up and forward. As we inhale, palms come up. Exhale, we come to our forward fold, stepping back to our plank position and finding our way down onto our bellies, bringing those hands by your sides now, palms facing the roof, and we inhale to lengthen the body, so lengthening the back of the neck by bringing the chin further down towards the ground, your nose is facing the ground, and bringing our toes together, heels together, squeezing our buttock muscles, and then exhale as we lift up with both of our upper body and our lower body, and our arms are just directly parallel to the ground. And then we take a few breaths here. So you should feel this all the way at the line up your back muscles in the middle here. And you shouldn't be looking forwards like this and putting strain on the neck. And coming down. Hands come to our sides. We push up back to our plank position. Stepping forwards to our forward fold. We inhale up, palms together, and we exhale to come down and start our sequence. So let's start with A for sun salutation A, and we'll do this twice as usual. So feet together, arms by our sides, we inhale, palms come up and forward and together. Exhale to fold. Inhale to halfway lift, coming parallel to the ground and lengthening through the neck. Exhale, stepping both feet back, dropping those knees gently down to the ground. Elbows hug your sides as we come down to our bellies. Inhale to baby cobra just to warm up. And the tops of your feet are still active onto the ground here. Exhale, we find our way up to downward dog, tucking those toes under. And staying here for a few breaths. Just taking a few prompts, our thumbs should be facing each other, index fingers facing forward, and all the rest of the fingers spreading wide as they can and active down through your palms. Your triceps are wrapping underneath here to bring your shoulders away from your ears, your tailbones sticking up towards the sky, and your toes are nice and active as well. Your knees can be bent as much as they need to be. Perfect. Looking forward and stepping forward with both feet to our forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, palms come up and forward. Exhale, and we've done one. So we'll do our second round. So inhale, palms come up and together. Exhale to fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, stepping both feet back, and we come down to our bellies again. Inhale as we come to our baby cobra, or we can come to our full cobra. Exhale as we lift up from the tailbone, come back to our downward dog. Trying to breathe in and out through the nose if we can, but if you're feeling restricted on breath at any point, just ease off and maybe go through the mouth, or just take a wee rest. You can always rest down in child's pose as well. Looking forward, stepping both feet forward to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, palms come up. Exhale, back to where we began. B for sun salutation B. So inhale, chair pose. Sitting back as if we're into a chair. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale as we come through what we call our vinyasa here, so maybe still going down into those knees. Inhale, cobra. Exhale as we lift back to our downward dog. This time no hold here. We inhale, right leg comes forward, left foot pivots out to 45 degrees, and we swing the arms up and together to just in front of our face together. Warrior one. Exhale, palms come down and together. Down through our flow, our vinyasa. Exhale, downward dog. Exactly the same on the other side, so left leg comes through, Right foot pivots out, inhale up, looking up at the hands, exhale, and through our vinyasa. And now we just spend a few breaths in downward dog. Looking forward and stepping forward. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale to chair pose. Exhale back to the beginning. So let's do another round of sun salutation B. So inhale chair. Exhale to fold. Inhale halfway lift. Exhale, stepping back and coming through our vinyasa. Inhale to cobra. Exhale, downward dog. Right foot steps forward as we inhale, palms up and together. Bringing that left hip forward so that they're nice and in line. Exhale, stepping back. Inhale. And exhale, downward dog. Left foot comes forward as we inhale, pivot the right, grounding down through that back edge of the right foot here is really important. Exhale. Inhale. And spending a few breaths in downward dog. And stepping forward to the front of our mat. Inhaling to our halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale to chair. Exhale. And we've finished our wee warm up. So see, now we're coming to cat-cow posture. So inhale to come down here. So inhale, palms up and forward. Exhale, fold. Step back to our plank. And we come down to our hands and our knees at tabletop position. Finding a nice neutral spine here with your belly button towards your spine. Those knees are directly below the hips and hands below shoulders. So we inhale as we tip from the pelvis and doing a nice back bend. Exhales, we tip from the pelvis again, tucking the tailbone under, belly button comes to spine. Inhale up. Exhale. And we'll just run through 3 more of these. Running way back to neutral, pop those hands forward and coming back to our plank, then stepping forward. Inhale, palms spread wide, stretch to the side body as we look up, and exhale, down. Now D for downward dog, so inhale, palms come up, exhale to fold, and we step back to our plank. From here we tip up with the tailbone, we can move those feet slightly forwards if we need, and coming to our downward dog. So 5 breaths here. Really want to focus on getting a nice straight line from your hands to your tailbone at a nice 45-degree angle. And your quads should be active here as well, and that will help lengthen through your hamstrings. Looking forward, coming back to our plank as we step forward, both feet to our forward fold. Inhale, palms spread, and coming down. So now we'll come to our extended child's pose for E. Inhale, palms come up. Exhale to fold. Stepping back to our plank. Knees come down, feet together. Knees spread as wide as the mat, and we sit our hips back towards our heels. We stay nice and active through the hands here, so your forearms can slightly pop off the ground, just hovering, and you should feel a nice stretch through your groin. And then looking forward, knees coming together, tucking the toes under, stepping forward, forward fold, inhale, palms come up and forwards, exhale. And now we'll come to our forward fold for F. So just heel toe those feet till they are hip width apart. Inhale, palms come together and up. Exhale, and we fold down here, bending the knees as much as you need, aiming to get that chest sort of towards your shins here. And what you can do is bring your elbows to your hands to your opposite elbows and relax the head down, coming to ragdoll as well here, or just the basic forward fold. And just trying to relax the back of the neck. It's quite common for that to sort of tense up to resist this posture. And then rolling up, arms come wide, hands come down, and just coming to a small back bend to counter that posture. Perfect. Heel toe those feet in again, and we'll come to our garland pose for G. So let's inhale, palms come up and together, and then down to our centre, and we'll just heel toe those feet all the way to the width of the mat with the toes facing slightly outwards, and then we'll sit our hips back, and your knees shouldn't really come too far in front of your feet here, but if you need to, you can bring your heels off the ground here for a little bit of release into the hips. And we'll spend a few breaths here, trying to lengthen out through the front of the chest by anchoring the elbows into the opposite knees. And popping the hands down to the ground, we'll come to a nice wide-legged forward fold. Heel toe those feet in. Inhale, palms come up, and exhale down. Now we come to H for happy baby pose. So inhale, palms come up. Exhale, down through center, and we fold, and we step back to our plank. Knees come down to the ground. We find our way onto our backs, and we might do a small roll here first. Just mobilizing you through the spine, and just finding stillness on your back. Shoulders relax down to the ground. Our hands grab the outer edge of the feet, or if that's not possible without your tailbone coming off the ground here, we don't want sort of this posture, then we can bring our hands to the outside of our shins or our knees here. And you can do a slight rock side to side as well if that's comfortable for you. Letting go of those feet. Rolling forward, back to our plank posture. And stepping forwards here. Forward fold. Inhaling all up. Exhaling down through centre. Now we come to I for inhale. So just practicing your, what I called your ujjayi breath, which is when you're pretending that you're fogging a mirror with your breath and doing it on the inhale and exhale, breathing through your nose. Or just breathe normally and have a rest at the top of the mat. Just for 5 breaths. Maybe close down with the eyes as well. And then we come to J for Janusasana. So let's inhale, palms come up as usual. Exhale, folding down, and we will step back to our plank, dropping down to those knees, and again, coming back to a sitting position, called Dandasana here. And what we'll do is you can bring either leg in first, so we'll activate with the right quadriceps, pushing that leg down to the ground as we bring our left foot in. Inhaling, hands come up, and then reaching forwards, and we're just really trying to bring our chest towards our shin rather than rounding here. We don't want to put too much pressure in the lower spine, so trying to activate through this quadricep. And this may just look like this, but as long as you can feel a nice stretch through the back of your leg, that's totally fine. Trying to keep your hips facing forwards. And also just remembering to try and ground down through both sit bones as well is a really important prompt. And just changing legs, maybe a bit of a shake out between. Right leg comes in towards your groin as much as you can. Inhale up and exhale to fold. Back to our Dandasana, hands come down, we cross those feet and coming forward to our plank position. Stepping forwards with both feet to our forward fold. Inhaling out, palms together, exhaling down, and now we come to K for kneeling with our toes tucked, or otherwise called our toe squat. So inhaling, palms up, exhale as we fold, coming back to our plank. Lowering down with those knees and just finding our way back to tuck our toes under and sitting up here. And our heels are directly above all of our toes, so above your middle toe. And we're just feeling a nice stretch through all of the toes. And you can have your hands here, or if this is too much, we can be here. And maybe just check in with your breath again here, trying to breathe down to the belly with your inhaling through the nose. And maybe each exhale, just imagining your shoulder blades falling down the back of your spine to relax through the shoulders. When you're ready, gently coming forward to the top of the mat, to our plank, and we inhale, forward fold, exhale, inhale, palms up, exhaling down, and now we come to locust pose, today's L letter. So, inhale, palms come up, exhale to fold, and we step back. And we might challenge ourselves now in the sequence, coming down nice and slowly, elbows hugging without dropping your knees to the ground first. Palms come to our side, facing up to the sun, nose comes down to the ground. Inhale to lengthen, as if someone's pulling a piece of string, pulling your head that way and then pulling your toes towards the back, and then exhale to lift here. Now a good prompt is you want to be sort of sitting on the front of your hip bones here rather than sort of rocking back or forward, so you just should feel those front of your hip bones, and that means you're in a nice equilibrium there. And then relaxing down, palms come to our sides, let's tuck in those toes, pushing up to our plank. We might come to our knees if that's easier. Forward fold, inhale, palms come up and together, and then a nice exhale, loud sigh, and we're done for today. So tomorrow we'll be back for more with M. Happy Monday.